Hello, everyone. A warm welcome to our Women Together Connect session. My name is Antoinette, and I'm just so happy to see everyone again and to reconnect. I today was walking through the house and I was just feeling weeklies were so nice. Having our connection weekly was just so wonderful for years. So it's good to be back together. And for those of you who may just be joining for the first time, a warm welcome to you. We have a lovely little group today here in Zoom. And if you're joining us on YouTube, a warm welcome there too. If you haven't already, you can say hello in the chat and just share where you're coming from today or where you are. And sometimes we like to share a little bit about the weather. So we like to just share a little bit about the external weather where we are, because often we don't know what kind of room we're walking into, and everyone is bringing their own internal weather when we come and gather, but it's often expressed. Okay. Let's see if can you hear me now? Okay, wonderful. Sorry about that. Little tricky thing, Bluetooth, I think, somewhere in the house. But good. So we're all able to hear each other, hopefully. And we can do some settling in, but I'll just share a little bit about where we all are. I see Winchester, Massachusetts. Greetings from near Boston. Flowers are blooming as spring begins to take off. Yeah, the East Coast, we've seen some rain and cool weather, but today is nice and sunny, at least here in New York. So 87 down in Tampa Bay, Florida, beautiful Chandler, Arizona, Felton, California with sunny blue skies, Aloha from Honolulu. Good morning, good early morning. Aloha to you. And West Palm Beach, where it's a spring day, and northern Italy with sun. Wonderful. I love the span that we have from the Pacific all the way out to Italy. So wonderful to be together. And let's just land and settle here. Part of our gathering of just coming together is an invitation to connect in a different way. Sometimes we go to a conference or convening or meeting, and we're coming in for the business at hand, or we're meeting each other and it's kind of, hi, nice to meet you. What do you do? You know, there's a very kind of rote way of connecting with each other. And here in Women Together Connect, we are connecting in a way that allows us to go a little bit deeper than that and to connect on a level that is more from the essence of who we are as human beings on planet Earth. So the way that we do that is by actually giving ourselves a moment to land and connect with our bodies and our being here on Earth. So we'll just do that with a little tiny practice. So if you can get your feet on the ground, that's a good way to start and just feel a sense of connectedness to the floor, even just start there. And then maybe you can feel beneath that the earth. Maybe there's the ground beneath you, beneath the floor or the many floors that you may be on. And then if you'd like to close your eyes or lower your gaze, just taking a deep breath and relaxing. And as you relax the body with each breath, perhaps also relaxing the mind, just letting go of any thoughts that may have come before this moment. And letting go of any thoughts about what may be happening later today or anything else. Just noticing any thoughts that come in and then letting them go. And just feeling the connection both to the earth down beneath you and with the breath traveling up the base of the spine to the top of the spine to the crown of the head. And just above the crown of the head is this place of expanse, this place we call sky. So just being a human being for a moment, breathing, not just in and out, but up and down, connecting earth and sky. And I'll give us just 30 more seconds to just be in this breath, connecting earth and sky. When you're ready to reconnect with the screen and with each other, Just before we do that, before we come back, just connecting with what brought you here today. So as you connect back with the screen and with the group here, connecting back with what brought me here, what little inkling of desire or hope or intention did I have coming into this little hour-long connection. And if you could distill that into a few words or a phrase, and then open up your chat box. And it may be that you have been here many, many times and this is now routine for you. Or maybe that this is your first time and you were interested, there was something that kind of grasped your attention. So just connecting with what brought me here today and typing that into the chat, and I'll read a few out. Beautiful. Feels like a reunion, the dream of a worldwide net of connected women, communion, friendship, low pressure, caring connection with powerful women. I really miss seeing these beautiful ladies, a respite and place of nourishment. Need to feel the support of others. Curiosity, to escape and connect with others. Routine, as in watching the sunset. I missed our meetings, so beneficial for mental health. A desire to spread kindness and generous listening, being with the wonderful women I've come to know. I love it. Curiosity, connecting, curiosity with other women. Beautiful. Returning back to a place where I've come to realize propelled me into the way, path, direction I've fought for too long. Powerful. Thank you for sharing. It's so good to have you back. Wonderful. So let's take a moment and just put the view in gallery if you don't have it already. So in the top right corner of the screen, you can click on view and gallery. And if you can get on video, now is the time to do so. And what we'll do is just a little exercise that kind of activates our individual nervous system, but also our collective nervous system. So what we'll do is allow ourselves to see and be seen, and to feel and be felt. And even in Zoom, it's kind of amazing when we allow ourselves to see each other and be seen. I love doing this on full screen too. And when we allow ourselves to feel and be felt. So we're not just a Zoom box. We're not just a little face. We have whole bodies and whole selves and whole lives that are contained here. And just noticing what it feels like at first to see and be seen. Maybe you just pick 4 boxes and allow yourself to be with those 4 people. And just seeing them. And then almost as if your skin and your body could become, all of the pores in your skin could become thousands of eyes where you're really seeing with your whole body, seeing with the whole self. And then noticing what you feel. When you start to feel yourself being felt, where I can feel you feeling me. I feel you feeling me. Just noticing what's happening in your own nervous system, your body, your breath. And just breathing into feeling and being felt. This lovely group. Beautiful. I'm just noticing if that feels easy, difficult, what comes up for you. Because not only are we connecting in with ourselves and our own nervous system, we're also connecting with each other. And as we do that, we build a collective nervous system. In the Buddhist world, it's a sangha, like a community that becomes connected to each other. Sangha is a group that meditates together. And in many ways, many of us have been sitting together for weeks and weeks, now years. And so we have this little community here. And we build this collective nervous system every time we're together. And whether you're just coming in or you've been here week after week, month after month, there's a sense, a shared sense of what we build here together. So just noticing the feeling of that today. I notice the difference between meeting weekly and meeting monthly. Yes, Marlene, years we've been coming together, some of us. Lovely. So I thought that, today, generally, we just want to check in with ourselves, with each other. We'll do a few more minutes of practice, and then we will turn to each other in small groups if you're in Zoom, which is the wonderful part of getting to be part of Women Together Connect. And then we'll have a large group conversation just at the end to just see what's coming up and share with each other and connect a little deeper. Today, I thought, we could do a little check-in in general, but I also thought I'd bring up a topic. And part of that will just allow us to check in general, but I was thinking a lot about reflection and projection. And often what I find is that when I don't spend time reflecting in myself and just becoming a little bit more aware, I start to project a lot onto other people. And I find the same thing happens with other people with me. And I think that's, partly it's mirror neurons, right? There is a lot going on in our brains that when we see something happening, we sort of just repeat it. And a lot of it is happening with our own bodies. We share something with someone else and then it becomes their behavior. So just noticing a little bit of that, I thought we could play around with that a little bit. So if you have a journal, I always find that getting to have a piece of paper, a pen or a pencil is a great way to evoke the work of the hands. So often we're in our head and we're just in our thoughts and it's kind of going and going and going. And the idea is that we want to connect through the heart. And the way that we can do that is by activating the hands. So it's really a head, heart, hand experience. And hopefully my talking has given you a chance to get some paper and pen. If not, now's the time. And we can just jot down our thoughts. First of all, maybe just jotting down anything that's come up so far in your sitting. We did a little tiny practice of meditation, or perhaps in your just thinking about this projection reflection, just light touch that we just did. And then we'll go into a few questions to dive a little bit further. So just noticing where you are today and maybe jotting down any thoughts that are coming up, just checking in with yourself. How am I doing? What's coming up for me right now? So I'll give you a few seconds for that, and then I'll bring in another question. So just go ahead. The key to journaling is to keep the pen on the paper. So even when you don't know what to say, the hands will do the work. Okay, and the next or first real question is, think about someone that you love or that you admire who's just really inspirational to you. Every time you see them or you think about them, you are just, wow, there's just, wow, how does this person do blah, blah, blah? How are they just, it could be a person, it could be a being, it could be a tree, whatever is inspiring and motivating for you. But try to stick with people for now, I think. um, think of someone you love and admire, and just for a moment call them to mind, and then jot down some of the traits or characteristics that you really love and admire about this person. So some of the traits and characteristics that you really love or admire or inspired by. Could be someone you know well, could be someone you don't know as well. Either way is fine. And just give that a few more seconds. And then I'd like you to call to mind somebody who you're generally challenged by, who is could be a public figure, it could be somebody who you just don't spend a lot of time with because it bothers you, it irks you or something. um so just noticing that person or calling that person to mind, just for a moment, picturing them. And then just jotting down again the characteristics or traits that this person has. And then the next question of, how do you react when you're with these people? How do you react when you're with these people or you're with these characteristics? Even just sitting and writing about them may bring up some feelings, and just noticing in yourself the feelings between the love and admire versus the challenged by. So just noticing, what is my reaction? How do I react, or how do I show up in both of these different scenarios? And then just noticing, if you haven't yet switched from the one to the other, just noticing where you're spending more time, giving yourself another 30 seconds to just be with both of these things. And then taking a look just at the characteristics and the traits that you wrote down for both the admiration and the challenge. Letting go of the person that you brought in, noticing, where do you see these traits in yourself? Where do you see these traits in yourself? And really challenge yourself. If you look at this person that you're challenged by and you just like, I don't have any of that, just challenge yourself. Maybe there are moments. Maybe there are moments. And then just spending a few minutes, well, seconds, maybe reflecting on what you've seen here. And just noticing that often what we're seeing in others is a reflection of what we're seeing in ourselves, and the traits that we see in others that are just so bad or that we judge is really a judgment on ourselves and judgment on the parts of ourselves that we don't necessarily like or are challenged by. And that each of these, all of this is a great learning. All of this is one of our teachers, Thomas Hubel, talks about the book of life, that this is the book of life, getting to meet and be with all these different types of people, being challenged, finding people that we admire, that it's all part of reading the book of life and learning what we're here to learn. So, how beautiful is it that we have the opportunity to see all different walks of life and connect in different ways, whether we love it or hate it or perceive that we love or hate it, that we can be with what is. So, I hope that this just little activity allows us to reflect a little bit, because I find that when I do this kind of reflection, then I can go out and be much more clear that that I am part of all of this, that it's not outside somewhere, that all of these things show up in me as well. So that's a little activity for us today. And if you'd like to reflect directly on this in your groups, you can feel free to do that. If you'd like to just share where you are today, we just want to make sure that everyone gets airtime. So we'll have 20 minutes in our breakouts. And the invitation is to share your name, where you're coming from today, and what's on your heart. It could be directly about this topic of reflecting and projecting, or it could be really just about yourself and what's going on today. Wonderful. Enjoy the time together. Remember that we don't know where any of us are coming from or what we're projecting or any of it. So just have compassion and care for each other today and enjoy the time. We'll see you back in 20 minutes.